Someone ought to cut all this back.
Putrefy!
That beast was odd. I was fond of it.
I will put you down!
Jesus. This is gonna take a while.
Putrefy.
Jesus.
thick of chaos, it seems.
Oh, I can hear him.
Constructs
Now
once
this is a
powered by
bind.
dead souls.
A foul ruin that hasn't been
Wondrous.
looted? No one from camp has managed to make it to this part of the jungle and survive. Until now. This mechanism, if powered with a small soul core, it could open that door. There should definitely be soul cores somewhere around here. They had to power these constructs somehow.
Just gonna go back first. Oh. can't find it. Ooh, a Varlord. First Varlord. Nice. That's a level 10. I do it multi 10, sorry.
See you.
You know what? Oh, that's a lot of mana. Attacks.
Keep your eyes shut.
A lovely creature.
Hello. 2 seconds. I need to turn up Discord without turning up everything else too much. I guess I can just... There. Turn this down a little for me as well. There we go. Hello, how you doing? Yeah. That's good to hear. I'm playing
I will
Witch.
seize the power of chaos.
Let's... Yes, it's a Chaos Witch. I'm building up to... This is one of the, like, few things that I really don't like. I'm building up to getting Hex Blast, but it's so late. Like, I have level 10 uncut skill gems now, right? And still no Hex Blast. It's at level 41, which is really late. I feel like they could easily like condense the first half down, like so that you get it every level of a gem and then every other level for the last half, rather than every other level for all of them. Yeah, yeah. This. Ah, I see. I was just fiddling with the
Oh, you got a Death's Harp.
sound a little bit. No, this is just a dual string bow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I guess, yeah, they did have one that looked pretty much identical in the Death's Harp. Even in the old game.
Gonna do my second ascendancy trial.
Of the dark arts.
I've heard it's really hard.
I heard that about everything.
Yeah, but even from people who actually don't think the game is that hard.
Oh,
It's not too late. to
This
turn back.
this one really has been a big one for people.
fair enough. Fair enough. I just take every like statement like this with a grain of salt now, because it was the same thing with the old game.
Fight
People would
the
always
slowing of your own
cry
heart.
wolf basically, and then the game would be like, your DPS would have dropped by like 20%, so you couldn't do tier 14 reps or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Then.
yeah, I know. And I mean, even the first game, right, in early access, everything was insane. So the fact that this is hard is not a surprise, right? Like,
We haven't had the time to do this.
Jesus.
Ego
Okay.
rushes ahead of aptitude.
Yeah. Getting surrounded is
I will
easy in
never
this challenge.
tire of your struggles.
Yeah, getting surrounded is deadly. Like I have on the ranger, I have I think it's electrocuting arrow. It's like a jump forward and shoot and
Let's not make a habit. Of
Right.
things.
Yeah.
And you have the like it's called glacial escape or something like that, where you jump away as you fire. Both of those are obviously nice, but they can only be used to jump over enemies.
The
Some
dead
enemies
yet
are too
chase
tall.
after you.
Yeah. I had the opposite problem at one point with... I can't show you the skill, but there's a skill called Bone Storm, where you channel a bunch of bones over your head and then fire them. But because they're over your head, they have to angle down slightly to hit enemies. if they're close. And if they're too small, you just can't hit them.
I guess that makes sense. I have noticed that, like, because I didn't get a chance to use any of the main skills. There's like the
Mm-hmm.
they throw the grenades, the physics they work, so they can't throw back there.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can also bounce the grenades off bosses and stuff. If they're big enough.
I like it in the sense that I think it's a cheap thing, but I'm also kind of looking at it and going, I don't want it. I don't want to ever be the fight swimmer or like a lot.
Right. I feel like most boss arenas are very open. Exactly for that reason.
That's probably, but then it's like, it's not smart necessarily result.
No, no. But I feel like that's some skill expression. Like if you can always get around that, then that means you're good at your character.
There's something in it. It's not entirely.
Wither away.
I can just envision
I don't think holes are a problem I've had so far. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I adore this game so far. I genuinely feel like the base of this game, right? Like what they've released, completely ignoring all the balance and all that, is exactly what I wish all the other ARPGs were. Like, this is my perfect ARPG in terms of mechanics and how the skills work and all of that.
I think it's super. Every individual is
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I think as I was saying in text, like, it's not even hard, it's just slow, right?
Yeah, but in a way, it's also faster because the fact that you can move and shoot, in a way, makes it faster as well.
Yeah, there's something to
In a different way.
I think for me, the thing about it being slow is more that, like, you have to deal with
I'll
enemy
wipe that
mechanics
smile
that
off
you
your
have in the
face.
previous game. And that means it's slow just because sometimes you have to stop and react, and you can't just do whatever the fuck you want all the time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
obviously a good thing, right? Like, let's be absolutely clear, it's a good thing that you have to react to the world
Your heart
around you
beats more
Yes.
slowly.
instead of just ignoring it.
I agree.
But it is a thing you now have to do.
Yeah.
That you didn't have to do before, and that makes the game feel as if it's like weirdly punishing. Not punishing, that's the wrong word, but like weirdly slow.
Yes, but it is also punishing.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it's. I feel like everything has been fairly reasonable so far. I think there's a couple of like early bosses where I wish you got like
Outlive my
because I've been experimenting
expectations.
more with
Putrefy.
like pushing buttons and moves.
Hmm.
Even though I mostly just use the basic attack. Because that's once I tried it, everything else I did with the shot.
Right. Shit.
That means taking a lot of chances just doing the whole thing. There are some moves that are as for punching, and punching as in if you try it once, you can get
Oh yeah.
and I wish you got, at least against the early bosses, like, just a one try.
I guess so. Yeah.
Because it feels so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
attacks twice with his weapon, and then he does like a wind up and then big wave right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the wave isn't like telegraphed on the ground, so you get like how broad it is.
Right.
And also it's like one of the swings of the sword before he does the rain, and you don't realize what's happening, you just get instantly.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
It's like, oh, I kind of wish I got one chance to just learn that was a mechanic, because I didn't ever even see that move on the lightning arrow character, because he was always dead.
Yeah.
Like, the lightning arrow lightning rod combo is so stupid. Did you try it out yet?
No, I have a ranger. Also, I just want to say hello, sweetheart. My girlfriend is in chat, so just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
I have a ranger, but I'm playing poison, so I'm doing
Long
like the
have
poison arrow,
many
and
attempted
then
my trials in search of greatness.
I have the like
Really wanna do
Scholars,
little flower buds.
criminals, heroes, and the meek.
Toxic rain again.
All have stepped
I'm gonna
forward,
absolutely do that at some
and
point.
most have fallen.
It's not called that now.
The
It's-
rules
yeah, it's
never
just
changed for them,
toxic plants.
and
There's
the
two different
rules
kinds.
will not change for you.
One for on hit and one
Bring
for
only that which you can afford to
damage over
lose.
time.
Oh, is there?
including your
I
life.
the first one you can get, I think, is only the dot one, right?
That's the dot one, and then you get another one where the poison becomes like an explosion.
Coagulated masses before you.
Oh, I'm glad that's entertaining. That I was hoping that actually. Yeah.
Wither away!
I one thing I don't like on my ranger right now, right? Because of the flower bud, it has like an interaction where if you poison it, it does extra damage, like poison damage. Yes, it definitely feels like you have to do that, otherwise the bud isn't really that good. The problem is, I can't seem to figure out how to shoot at the ground in front of me. So how I have to play currently is I have to put it close to the enemy and then shoot the enemy when they're close to the bud. And then hope that it hits with the AoE of the poison arrow. Right? Which they did advertise that you could shoot the ground. I just haven't figured out how that does.
It used to be hold shift, right?
Wither away!
No, it doesn't. At least not for me.
Whenever I left like a left click, I used to attack, but that's building height, I suppose. That's not on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. It just shoots straight out.
I'll look into the game charts. The lightning arrow lightning rod combo is essentially lightning rod is like an arrow that comes in the sky, but it stays on the ground. It doesn't really it stays in the ground. Doesn't do anything while on the ground except if you chain to it with a chain lightning attack, it explodes again for the original.
Yeah.
Basically just get multiple arrows like that, so you can kill them as many squads as possible, and then lightning arrow you can get plus chance. You get 12 explosions every time you lightning arrow.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It looks awesome.
Right? It didn't for me. I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. So that's my only problem with that build, is that it feels like I'm missing a mechanic. Yeah, I mean, you can do that in PoE 1 as well. You have that extra bar in PoE 1 as well. Oh, Jesus. Ultimatum is insane.
Oh, killed you.
Yeah. There's 10 floors, I only got to 3.
this the trial for Second Ascendancy?
Yes. Oh, I have to close it and open it again. I might just prog a bit more. I want my Hex Blast before I do this.
That's fair.
Oh, you can't hear Fred as much? I'll just turn him up a little. There, that should probably be better.
Hello again.
Now this is a fun. I can create small ruin that hasn't been looted. No one from camp has managed to make it to this part of the jungle and survive.
But yeah, no, PoE 2 was what made me go, you know what? I really want to start streaming more and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely feel like this could be my, like, main forever game.
Yeah, no, it's got the content. Well, not right now, but it's getting the content, I guess. That's the most insane thing, is just how big Path of Exile already is, and the fact that most of it seems to be going right into the new thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I also think there's some, like, there's some longevity in actually trying out other builds that I don't feel like was there before, because different weapons have much more individuality.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
It doesn't feel, to me at least, the way I'm reading the situation now, as much like I'm trying to pick out the build that is the most comfortable to play or the strongest, but more like I'm picking out a vibe that I would like to engage with for a while.
Hmm.
So I think that's super neat.
Yeah.
Which is also why I'm probably waiting with playing, because I really want to check out the spear and try that vibe, but it isn't here. So
Right. But she's coming next. Her and the druid are coming next.
her, who's the her in this case?
The spear user, I don't... Huntress, I think the class is called.
Okay. And the other one was what? Sorry.
Druid. Druid is
Druid.
coming
Oh,
next.
yeah. So we're getting shape shifting presumably as well.
Yes. Bear, wolf, and one more that we haven't... that we don't know what is yet.
Please let it be the crabs. I want the crabs so bad. You don't understand. The crabs are like the quintessential Path of Exile enemies. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
they're like unique in a way.
I kind of get that. But they weren't in the original, were they? They're pretty new, aren't they?
There was a lot of different crabs in the original as well, but like here the crabs are more like almost all the crabs in Act 1 at least are like porcupine pine crabs or like spiked crabs that like throw spines at you.
Mm.
And that's just cool.
Yeah, yeah. It is pretty cool. In general, I really adore the monster design in PoE 2.
Yeah, they're really great, and it's nice to see also like something like the Maw Beast, which has been in the original game forever and has always had like a leap attack. It's so nice to see them be like, oh well, we don't need to give them an attack this time. That they're willing to break a little bit with what we've all come to expect from the same enemies.
Hmm.
I think that's kind of refreshing, because I don't know if I could take the attacking wall beasts again. It's just kind of been there, done that. We fought that one particular enemy in that particular way for so long, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's really nice to see that they don't seem to feel married to how the creatures used to be.
It genuinely feels like they've tried to really distinguish the two games
Yeah.
from each other.
And also, another thing that they deserve a lot of praise for is when but Torchlight 2 really like that whole every character, every enemy should have like 4 activated abilities or something. That was like their design ethos. I think Path of Exile 2 has been really good at saying no, it's not fucking necessary. Like, it's totally all right for an enemy to just be walking at you.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes they just walk at you and then they have
Like
a shield.
a zombie. Like it doesn't have to do anything other than just walk at you slowly and then hit you.
Exactly. And then they do have like a little bit of variety on it. Like the fungal zombies in Act 1. They once they hit a certain threshold, they start running fast, and sometimes when they make a little pool of poison. And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, there's also, I think there are also some zombies later that spit at you.
They have like distinct models and so on, right? They're basically a new enemy, and I like that. I like that they don't feel the need to bloat every single enemy. Especially the really big enemies have a tendency to just be like super simple stuff.
Yeah, like these.
Yeah, exactly. I also really enjoyed in Act 2. There's like an enemy with like a big wheel.
Oh yeah.
They drop the wheel when they attack with it. They don't pick it back up.
I think that's a half health thing actually, not an attack thing. If I remember correctly. Yeah.
No, they definitely keep the wheel on them all the way until they die. So I think
I could be wrong. That's how I saw it, at least, that they dropped it at half health, but I could be wrong.
I'm still in the area with them. I'm going to wager, so I might check that at some point. Also, I was surprised that only 2 of my microtransactions are applicable right now, though.
Oh yeah, I also only have 3 armor sets and then like a few.
I don't have any armor sets. I have one back attachment.
No, you must have the snakes from the support pack.
Incredible what I tried last night, at least.
Huh. All right, that's a pretty recent supporter pack, though.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But it's also it replaces the legs, right? Like, that's pretty big.
I mean, but okay, you can say that, right? But this replaces the legs. So they have that in the game.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
So it's not like they can't do it. In fact, it even changes the dodge animation, which I really appreciate that.
Oh, that's cool.
It makes it just a dash instead of a roll.
I guess maybe they're just in use, and I didn't unequip them. Actually, that could be part of it.
Yeah, because they can be in use in PoE 1, and then they'll be in use. So.
Yeah. Maybe it's accessible then. Deconstructing my entire old base in Factoria. It's taking all of my 20,000 bots so long.
20,000?
Yeah, 22,000 construction bots.
Jesus. That's a lot of robots.
I have a big base now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's, the Space Age DLC really ignited my love for this game again.
Yeah.
It's a really good DLC.
I've been playing not super actively recently because of PoE 2, but I've been playing Satisfactory a bit.
Yep.
I quite like that game actually, now that it's released into full release.
Yeah, it hit 1.0. Was it last month or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I think.
Something like that. Very recently. My girlfriend just asked me to check out her post on Instagram, and she was like, because it was a video, the first one that popped up, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll just check it out for a moment, even though I'm streaming. And then she wrote to me, she was like, I just meant the photo, not the video. Don't watch the video while you're live.
Well, you know, sometimes you gotta make the bad decisions.
Yeah.
For all the right reasons.
Yeah, I mean, just, it's because I care, you know?
Showing support.
I'm hoping, beyond hope, well, not really, but I'm hoping that that the blasphemy aura works the way it does in PoE 1 now. I know for a while that it didn't let you hex blast with blasphemy on, like the blasphemy curses, but they've changed that, so now you can in PoE 1, and I'm hoping they've brought that over.
I honestly have no idea. They've changed so many systems like this, like the whole spirit system, by the way, brilliant solution to buff stacking and so on. Just make it a system you can tweak. Because obviously the previous situation is not ideal. There's just a lot of inherent balancing issues in it. I really like the new idea.
I think Spirit is genius.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's also probably easier for players to avoid like building themselves into mana problems, which is a real problem or was a real problem. You do everything you can to have a good mana base, but then you put on 2 auras, and now you no longer have that.
Yeah. It's really good. I don't know what I was trying to say now.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay. That was my own fault, to be honest. I think my brain just went a little too fast.
I think you know, I don't remember them changing blasphemy to let you hex blast in PoE 1 because I didn't try hex blast that many times, but I imagine if they changed it there, they would also have changed it here.
Yeah, I would imagine that too, because it's relatively new that they did that. Like, it's only a few leagues ago.
Yeah, and it's very much for the past couple of years. Anytime they've made a change, it's basically been to prepare for PoE 2.
That's also partially why I want to do Ultimatum when I have Hex Blast, because I have Blasphemy, right? So I actually can just run in if it works that way and just blow up shit. Currently I don't have that much AoE, and it feels very AoE heavy, Ultimatum. Because you just get swarmed.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to see. If it works then. I'm also like one of the reasons why I started running Mercenary at all was that I felt like the Lightning Rod, Lightning Arrow combo and the Ranger, whenever things run fast at me, I don't feel like I have any tools.
Hmm.
Like the remedial tool is using that like glacial escape thing, but it's not really a damage tool. It's just I think I can get a support on it, so it leaves behind a slowing field, but I don't. It feels clunky in that like it's enough.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's much faster and easier to just accept that I'm going to take some damage and then just wait for the enemies to stand still on top of me and then alienate them. That's less interesting, I guess,
I get
than
that.
actually dealing with them preemptively or anything like that.
Yeah, I actually do have tools for that, like the bone cage, this like AoE thing
Yeah, I mean, that one looks
is
pretty nice.
is really good because you
They're useful.
you put up some spikes, and if they run into it while it's up, they still get hit.
Okay.
So you can preemptively place it. It doesn't last super long, but you can still, like, if you know how fast they are and you can tell that they're gonna get to you, you can just put it up early.
Yeah.
And it just puts them in place, which is sometimes all you need is for them to just stand still. They don't necessarily need to be stunned.
For sure, like 100%. Especially with the ranger, that's all you need is for them to stand still, because the whole lightning rod thing, like you throw those in the ground, so you just want the enemies to stay at them. I think that's also like a sin I'm committing, is that I haven't tried to mix and match weapon types enough.
Yeah.
I kind of made the mistake of just pumping all my points and dex. It very much looks like PoE 2, once you have a little bit of game knowledge at least, like being able to mix and match items, weapons in particular, is going to just give you so much value.
For sure. I completely agree. Like, it genuinely feels like a game where they really want you to have, like, two different weapons that do different things and, like, want you to swap between them.
Yeah, it's also why I was a little surprised that, because I play with global chat on, and it seems like the public consensus is like putting everybody in boxes. So, like, you know, you have rangers and you have warriors and you have sorcerers. Like, you don't have any overlap, which is weird because previously you could define everybody by their skill.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that people so quickly started defining everybody by their class.
I agree.
Because that doesn't seem like it will be particularly useful.
You could literally swap to playing a quote-unquote witch at level 1 with any class. You just pick up a wand and use a wand.
Yeah, especially now that like the plus dex, plus strength, etc. in the tree are like malleable. Like you pick which one you get plus 5 of.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think there's like a huge potential there, and I'm surprised again because global chat usually is like following guides and stuff from YouTube, and I would just imagine that those guides have already evolved past the point of caring about class.
Highly doubt that. It feels very much like people are very set on I'm playing a warrior, and therefore I'm doing warrior things, even on YouTube as far as I can tell from what I've seen.
Okay, I haven't looked at anybody's content. So.
I haven't looked at a lot, but I have seen some stuff, and like I saw like 20 minutes of or listened to like 20 minutes of a Cicerin video.
Yeah.
And even he was like, I'm playing a warrior. I was like, okay. So
But it is just so weird because again, as a long-time PoE player, that's just never been how we prefer to think. In my opinion.
yeah, I feel like it should be more like I'm playing I'm playing mace and wand or whatever, right? It should be weapon-based rather than class-based.
Yeah, especially now, I think.
Yeah.
Because like it used to be skill. I think skill still matters a little bit. Like there's a huge difference between like the chaos and the lightning ranger.
Obviously. Lightning bow, I guess. Yeah.
But that's, by the way, a combo I really kind of want to... I have a nice crossbow, but I don't have the strength to wield on the ranger yet, but I would like to try out. Because the galvanic shot from the crossbow, it's like a lightning shotgun, right? And it's a lightning shotgun that chains. So my hope is that instead of doing lightning rods and then lightning arrow to chain into them, I want to shotgun into them.
Right.
Because having 10 individual shots that can all shotgun into it would just be so insane.
Yeah. That would be wild if you can put chain on the shotgun shot.
Oh, you can. It's already chained, even.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a chaining beam is the wording on it. So if I have 10 fragments that each create one chaining beam,
Wow.
and every chaining beam can target the lightning rods to make them explode an extra time. So
Yeah. That does sound pretty insane.
I think it's much worse that I'm making this out. but I still think it's good.
It sounds good. I mean, that's...
Yeah. Because the way it works with the chain support right now is incredible. Like, it gives +1 chain base,
Yeah.
and then it gives 100% more chain.
Yep.
So
I'm using it on my arc sword.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it's just so good because for lightning arrow does 1 arrow that becomes 2 chaining beams that each chain twice, I think. So
Right.
you get 6 chains from 2 beams, which is 12 total hits. So if you put down 6 lightning rods, no, if you could put down 7 lightning rods, you could trigger all 7 with every shot, assuming it doesn't, chain to an enemy.
Right.
Players.
Which it very much will.
Yeah, I think so. But against bosses in particular, I think it's why the lightning felt so insane in Act 1 for killing bosses. Because you will just, whenever they stand still, you just pelter them with rods and then lightning arrow. And then
Yeah.
just explode. What I need to deconstruct this base. Is that a sword? It's a temporary problem I want to solve with.
Did I? Are there no more soul cores? There might be. I'm not gonna run back and grab that though. Fuck that. Unless it's literally telling me... Where am I right now? Where am I? I'm in that. Yeah, I do want to find that guy because he does give a bonus. God damn it.
Oh yeah, do you remember if Ariadne the witch in Act 1, like the very first area basically, does she give anything?
Yes, 10% cold resist.
No, that's in like the area before that.
Oh, the yellow witch. Or what?
This is
By the
like
cauldron?
witch's hut. Yeah, with the cauldron, exactly.
No, it just gives you 2 potions. Like a mana and a life.
I-
Because she's
I-
not a boss, she's just a yellow mark.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Because like I somehow I couldn't find the witch's hut on the mercenary, and then the zone reset while I killed the rest of them. So I was like, oh, I don't want to go find her. Also because I had already found medium potions.
Right, yeah. Which is what she gives. 1 of each.
Exactly. That's what I was remembering. So I was like, this doesn't seem necessary.
Yeah. But this one, yeah, she's perfectly fine. She just came in and said hi. Just... The cat came in and said hi. But yeah, the reason why I want to do the rest of the map is because the boss in this area has a plus, and that usually means it has like a permanent buff.
Yeah, they're pretty good at communicating with customers, I feel like. I think old part of Exile was not as great at telling us what we needed to do for all the extra passive points and so on.
No, they just were like, hey, here's a quest, go do it. You might
Exactly.
get something nice.
You might get something nice, but you might also just, basically waste your time.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate that.
I do think that they could give more quest rewards in PoE 2. I kind of agree with the sentiment that at least if you're not gonna give us like any rewards at all, at least just instead of that put like a yellow item on it. It doesn't have to be like guaranteed good one, just a random yellow item for some of the quests.
Yeah, no, they used to do that. I think I quite like that they don't, because in PoE 1, the quests that just give a yellow item is almost always just vendor trap.
Yeah, but that's still better than no reward at all.
I think I would prefer to see some evolution of that. Like, I don't know what that evolution would need to be, but if they're gonna give a reward, I think they should evolve it a little bit beyond just giving a yellow item.
Sure, I can agree with that. Like, finding a better solution would obviously be preferable.
I think that's better than no solution. Or, like, no solution.
It's
or
better
a
than the yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, because I prefer no solution to just getting a yellow belt. Although I will say actually in this particular instance, because PoE 2 is kind of stingy with utility items, belts, rings, and amulets, those would be real rewards, at least in Act 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, and I also
didn't
think I think a belt with 2 charm slots at the end of Act 3 maybe. I've heard you don't get any 2 charm belts until like actual endgame.
Right.
I feel like they could give you that earlier as a reward, because that would be huge.
Yeah, no, the charms are really interesting, but I haven't had much of a chance to. I just equipped the one I started with, or like I got for a reward, and then I haven't bothered to even look at others.
I mean, they're basically just the automatic utility flasks from the first game.
Yeah, no, I could see as much, and there's also like the ranger gets a lot of skill points they can put into them, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
In that part of the tree, there's just a lot of the charm has a 29% chance to not use a charge, stuff like that.
Yeah. Same with flasks.
Yeah, they have a lot of flask things in the tree.
But they're... I'm pretty sure, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure one of the ascendancies has like the concoction skill as one of the things you can pick. So I think that's why they have so much potion stuff, because you need stuff to scale that skill.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just the... it was always kind of the rangers,
There's no soul core here.
like, identity, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Most
absolutely.
flasks.
Absolutely.
So,
What is it? Is it Pathfinder in the first game that has like all the flask stuff?
yeah, it's Pathfinder that gets like 3 flask charges every 3 seconds, for example.
Yeah.
By the way, the new affix that just gives you like 0.15 charges per second. Hell yeah.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's just the moment I saw that on a flask, I was just like, would I ever stop using this? And then it didn't heal me fully, and I was like, yeah, okay, I suppose. I'll get a different flask. But that's really good.
Yeah.
I also enjoy that, like, re-rolling the affixes entirely.
I already
is
had it
rare.
opened. I'm stupid.
I also enjoy that, like, re-rolling affixes is harder now. I haven't even found an item that does it, I guess.
And none of them do.
None of them. Yeah,
Yep,
that makes
it
sense.
doesn't exist.
Everything just adds.
Yeah. I mean, Chaos Orb does remove one and then add a new one, but that's the closest you're gonna get.
Yeah, that makes sense as well. I like that because it's crafting a lot more approachable for new players. Like, they don't have to re-roll until they get a thing they like. And it also means you want to loot the base types you're interested in.
Yeah, I mean, I have heard. Again, I've watched a few videos just like here and there because I am interested in seeing feedback and seeing what's going on in the community.
For sure.
And I have heard that it feels like just a different, slightly, in some people's head, worse version of the same thing, right? Like, basically, the way you reroll in PoE 2 is get another item, rather than just rerolling on the item. But
But that's what I think is helpful. Like getting another item is such a bigger ask. That incredibly few people are gonna ever gravitate towards that naturally.
Oh, is it? Well, I have dropped frames. Yeah, I think my internet is being a little wonky. It should be back now.
Yeah, it just paused and started again, paused and started again. It's like, really confusing. But,
Jesus! What the fuck was that range?
I 100% think that because it's so much more hassle for the average player is just going to not interact with it most of the time. And that is exactly what I want to happen here. Because, first of all, I think it is cool when you loot 50 identical bows in order to use them to craft. I think that's a really cool feeling as a crafter. And second, I think it's a really good thing when the average player does not look at the crafting system and go, guess I need 200 exalted orbs.
Yeah. That I can agree with.
That was what it was before, right? Was that you needed fucking so much currency that you had to trade for currency. And there's like an automated currency trader thing somewhere in the game now.
Yeah, they added the currency exchange from the new CC just to the base game here.
Exactly. So you still can just acquire 200 exalted orbs if you need it.
Yeah.
But the important thing for me is that I think most people will be turned off from the idea of doing that, and I also think that is a good thing. And people should be kind of turned off by crafting in Path of Exile in general, because it is not a very healthy way of engaging with the game a lot of the time.
Right. I do completely agree with quite a few of the points you said. Like, I personally have that exact problem with PoE 1. Of like, I feel like I need like 1,000 different currencies, or a thousand of each currency before I can even start like thinking about crafting, right?
Yeah.
Where in this game, I feel like I can pick up a white item, try like 2 currency items just to see how the base goes, and then I'll be like, is it good enough to make yellow? If yes, make it yellow. If no, find another one, you know?
Exactly. And you're going to be able to do that sort of dynamically over time. In PoE 1, every time you pick up an Exalted, or every time you pick up a Chaos Orb, or whatever, you're going and slamming
Jesus.
is going to feel so boring, because almost never is anything going to happen.
Yeah.
And of course, crafting in those games is not quite that simple. You don't just slam Chaos and Exalt, right? You do all that epic crafting stuff, and you build up your syndicate and then to the rest crafting opportunities, etc. Having done a lot of that for like solo self-found when I did tier 16 maps for Toxic Lane, it's like, I don't know, there was never a weekend where I spent like 80 exalted orbs crafting where I felt better about myself. Right, because I upgraded my bow like twice. After the first like good bow I crafted, I upgraded it like twice after that because I needed so many more. It wasn't scarabs, it was fossils. I need to do fossil crafting. It's just, it takes forever grinding your own.
I remember that. I remember us talking about like being on Discord with you grinding that stuff.
Yeah. It took so long, and I think I did get one upgrade, but it was like barely. It was like 8% DPS.
Right.
When it could have probably been 150 if it had been upgraded. And I prefer this approach a lot more. I don't have to. It doesn't feel like I need to try hard that hard in order to make reasonably good decisions.
Yeah.
And also because I need so many base goals, I'm incentivized more often. Trade them in for a death item.
Jesus.
Just see if it works or not.
Yeah. This guy's hitboxes are a little weird. I feel like I could also just be bad, but
I only saw the final hit that killed you. That one was pretty dead on, pretty much what you got.
yeah. I mean,
By the timing, it looked like.
I'm also just bad. On top of the fact that the hitboxes are slightly bigger than I think they are.
Yeah. I think in general, there's definitely like some that the hitboxes are not as tight as you would expect from a game like Dark Souls or whatever. Yeah, it has plenty of its own problems.
Oh yeah.
And also there's just there are the beautiful moments when you think something's gonna be a slam, and then there's also an aerial element. And, thanks, Abe. I appreciate you just including that little aerial fucking kill me now move. But I think in general they've done pretty well so far. I think it's just a individual boss.
Yeah.
Stops being a problem. I kind of like that it doesn't feel like anything is designed to be played hardcore first. But,
They definitely also said that in their like interviews and stuff. They were like, yeah, if you're gonna play hardcore, you're gonna die.
yeah.
Like,
Which is how hardcore should be. I mean, that's like the point. Is that you die and then you try again.
but at least you just go to softcore if you die in hardcore.
That is true. So you do get a chance to like figure out what went wrong. With
Yeah.
with the enemies you have against, etc. It also feels like a lot of the enemies in this you can, as I agree, but you can basically just circle strafe and not attack for a little bit, and then a lot of their moves.
Oh, yeah.
Not as, but not like Elden Ring, where like if you try to run away and just watch what the boss does, it'll fucking great.
Jesus, that's a lot of tracking on that. I'm also just, I play way too aggressively. That's mainly why I die to things. But I do the exact same in Elden Ring and stuff.
No, I also, when I see that stun bar being as full as it is on your screen, I go ballistic. I'm like, yes, got him. Stun him, I'm gonna set up a huge payoff, and then...
Yeah. Shit.
I really like the new stun bar. Is that the stun mechanic, by the way, or is this technically something else?
It is done, yeah. You can also freeze. That's a different. That just builds up like a percentage debuff.
Yeah, no, I've done freezes, I've done electrocutes, and I've done pinning, which are all these percentages you build up. Electrocute is really fun. It's like, that pauses the stun bar.
Right.
So for like a period, they're electrocuted instead of stunned. That's kind of curious. That's just like a weird thing, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Because it means effectively, if you time it right, you can electrocute them, and you can then set up to like build a ton of stun as they come out of the electrocute, and then as they come out of the electrocute, you then stun them. They do seem to have like some, I'm not gonna call it iframes, because they're still very much hurtable, but they do seem to have like some CC immunity, I guess. Like the stun bar won't move for a little bit after an electrocute.
Right.
Just like it won't move right after a stun.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely diminishing returns and stuff also. I've noticed. At least they have like some time after you've like frozen them, where they get way less frozen for a while.
Yeah.
And then it comes back.
It seems to me like they have a per effect kind of, I'm gonna call it immunity, where you can still like try to afflict them with it, but it doesn't seem to move the bar at all, the percentage. But then once that's over, it feels like you can do that full speed. Like it's
Yeah.
you know, they're like immune entirely basically to the effect, or to bring out momentum. Every time you bring the boss, you have to apply even more wound to get the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's the case here. It seems like there's just a hard permanent like delay before you to start bleeding with it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, whatever. Status affecting.
yeah.
Or CC affecting, I guess. Because it's only CCs, it feels like.
Yeah, I think it's CCs.
Unless I make a stupid mistake this time, I think I've got it. Like thinking that the pillar will block the fucking wave. It doesn't. That's a dodge through him moment, not a eat it in the face moment. Or eat it with a pillar, I guess was my attempt. But
Either way, it didn't work.
yeah. He's like not mechanically the hardest boss I've played against, but he hits so hard that one mistake fucks me, which it hasn't so far with other bosses.
Yeah, it also seems like he has a pretty hefty health bar. Not too bad, like you're doing damage to him. But fairly good.
Yeah.
I have 1.5 thousand storage crates in Victoria right now for deconstructing my old base, and they are gonna probably all fill up. Yikes. This is tour stuff.
Why are you moving your base again?
I changed it. So originally I had like a bus-based design, so like a huge just lane of belts, just tons and tons of belts. And then I swapped over to something called city block design, where you like essentially you set up a grid of blocks, and every block is supposed to do basically one thing. This is the block that does red signs, or this is the block that does circuit production, something like that.
Right.
And I did that ages ago, so I deconstructed the bus base ages ago. But then I changed my city blocks design entirely to a completely new layout. And I've been sort of rebuilding that
Whoa. Sorry about
sort
that.
of middle base. I've been rebuilding that into a new base.
Right.
And that's been taking me a while, but I finally started constructing everything I have in the middle base now. In the first city block base, in my new city blocks, and so now I'm just kind of deconstructing like city blocks.
Oh, crap.
Get that space back.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Makes
better to
sense.
incorporate everything into one unified design philosophy.
Jesus Christ. He is nasty.
Absolutely. At least you get checkpoints in this game. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, and they're gonna change it so that you can teleport to them in the next patch.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah.
Because the maps are fucking huge, and they're also, I think they're gonna add some more checkpoints in some maps as well.
Okay.
Just so.
I haven't had a problem with the size of the maps at all.
No, but in late game in maps, like at the end game, it's apparently a big problem because the maps are just as big.
Okay. That's interesting because they've always like very clearly decided game maps to be way more streamlined. So it's
I think
interesting that they
they're relatively streamlined still. They're just like, well, they're not like straight lines. They are more maze-like. So I guess they're not as streamlined.
Yeah, before it was like there was only I guess 4 or 5 maybe variations of overall designs. Like everything was all either like a figure eight or an open field or an open field with another open field on top. It's things like that. But there's not that many actual maps if you thought about it in those words. Because even like having a bunch of connected rooms, if they're all connected on all sides, that's just an open field with walls.
Yeah.
And a lot of maps where you're kind of designed in one of those things.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see at some point. But I definitely don't feel like I'm going to go to some so it's probably not going to much at all.
I am, but
But when are they then releasing? So you said they were releasing Petrus and
the Druid. Yeah.
when is that?
They said a month or two. Like I think the goal is 2 months, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so it's not like they're drip feeding these patches every week. That's nice.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be like kind of like seasons
Yeah.
within the early access. So
Yeah, that seems way more fair, honestly.
Jesus Christ. That 3-hit fucking AoE attack is
Oh,
really rough.
yeah.
Not because it's hard to dodge, it's just like if I am a little too far away, it's really hard to dodge.
Yeah, no, you do a lot of dodging away from it, and you probably should be
Going
just
into
try-
him. Yeah.
Yeah, into him or side, like stick close with the sideways movement. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's easy for me to say out here, not playing fun.
Uh-huh. I think it's mostly rough when he does it right after having done a thing where I have to hide behind the pillars.
Yeah.
Because then I have to run away, right? But yeah, maybe I should just stick to his ass the whole fight. Kind of feels like that's the best idea.
It's definitely possible. I think, in general, from what I've seen of the bosses, they do suffer a little bit from them not having had very many years of this kind of boss design. So a lot of the strategies we've learned over the years with games like Dark Souls and so on seem to be quite viable. Like, if their melee combo is dodgeable, then you can just play the whole fight in melee and therefore have perfect vision of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the melee combo probably is dodgeable because there's melee builds.
Uh-huh.
So it's like...
I mean, to be fair, Jonathan Rogers, the game director, also was out, literally in an interview said, melee is the best place to be for, like, melee is the best in terms of boss fights, right? So...
Yeah, I'm basically also playing the lightning melee because keeping the boss where I want him is way easier than where I want him to be. Because the alternative is that you have to kite them back and forth over those things, and you have to move through them all the time, which is hard.
I really want him away from that pillar. Not pillar. Pillar.
They're so soft.
Yeah, they are. But he's not easy to deal with when I have a thing. I have to go around when I want to just be on him. Okay. Right back in. Yeah. Please come away from the wall. I don't want you close to the wall. You're just dead.
Impressive.
Fire resistance.
Perhaps I could learn a thing or two from.
Oh.
Very nice.
Permanent fire res. That's not bad.
Hikwani.
Yeah. I hear that even, or like in global chat, people are saying that the people who are mapping right now are pretty much all not resistance capped,
Oh yeah. Yep. That's also something I've heard.
which is interesting because a lot of people are taking that to mean that it's harder to hit resistance cap. But what I'm taking it to mean is that it's less necessary to hit resistance cap.
It's both.
Yeah, no, I mean that's also fair. But like for me, the most important part is that it's less important.
Yeah, I agree. I also think it's better if it's less important.
Because before it was like so important that I would say that I've definitely played the game times where I would keep gear from like Act 4 all the way through to mapping.
Yep.
Just because it gave good resistances, and I didn't find anything else that had tri-res or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like,
I've done that too many times.
and it's super annoying because then you don't have any evasion rating or armor or an edge shield or whatever it is, and then you just stand there like a doofus taking normal hits that
It
kill you.
it runs into the exact same problem that people have in PoE2 right now, which is it doesn't feel like you get upgrades enough, right?
Yes, I haven't had that problem in PoE2 yet.
No,
But
neither have I. But that's a thing people have been saying, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but you have that in PoE1 as well, until you hit like maps, because sometimes you run into this exact thing with
yeah, when you
resistances,
have,
right?
like, target farm or target craft solutions
Uh-huh.
with the bad RNG. I feel like here, because you have the gambler merchant, I have no problems getting better gear. Because I just buy some gambled items that have one good affix, and then, you know,
Sometimes you can look in the shop and maybe that has a item with a really good affix that you can just go, hey,
yeah.
I can make that into an upgrade.
Yeah, Yeah, no, it's been super pain-free for me. I'm a big fan of it.
I literally I died twice to the last boss in Act 2. And then I was like, I need some upgrades, because this is really rough. Like, I can tell I'm not strong enough right now. So I went back to town, bought like 2 items or some shit, and then like swapped support gem or something like that. Got an extra one. And then I went in and one-shot him.
Yeah.
Right? So like it is very possible to just get better gear if you really want to.
For sure.
That
For
shouldn't
sure.
be a problem.
I think it's the game is in a really good spot right now already, which is super nice to see. It's also I that is their bread and butter, so that's what they have the most practice doing. It's just making like a pretty damn smooth campaign experience. A lot of people pour heart on the campaign experience, of course, of Theory 1, and so it takes too long or whatever, or it's boring, but that's mostly a product of having done it dozens of times.
Absolutely. And also, like, if you really are good at the game, it's not that long. Like, it's long for me because I like to take it slow even when I've played a lot.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that you can get through the PoE 1 campaign in like, I don't know, a few hours.
I think it's realistic for me to do it in 10, but I don't know if that's just me imagining numbers or if that's a real number.
But I mean, every league, you see people hitting the end game in like, I don't know, 6-8 hours.
Yep.
So it's really not that big of a deal. And people are already clearing, myself included, by the way, the Act 1 in PoE 2 in like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. The speedruns show like the top players for the newest league, PoE 1, did Act 10 plus all the skill points plus lag in 3 to 4 hours of the top players.
Yeah. That's insane.
It's absolutely nuts. Act 10, any percent? No, there's no runs for the newest one. Oh, sorry, this is Templar only as well. I don't know why.
Probably because he's the only class they play.
No, there's every class is represented. It's just for some reason it's one class at a time, which is kind of silly. But yeah, no, 3 to 4 hours seems to be realistic for all the top players for every class. And then I feel more confident about having set 10 hours for myself.
Yeah.
Because
I think you're
I
pretty.
could do it really fast, but I also know in practice I probably spend 14 to 20 hours instead. Because I rarely go that fast, and I also, a lot of the time, will tinker with a different build.
Yeah.
Like, I'll make adjustments to my original plan. Plus, I don't play particularly starter optimized builds, right? I always put the game first.
Oh yeah, I mean that makes sense. And I don't know if you're like me, who like pick up the build as soon as possible, even if it would be easier to just play like a leveling build.
I almost always pick up the build as soon as possible, because I think not doing it is like really confusing to me. Like it, not confusing as in it's a weird choice if you do it that way, but confusing as in I can't like I can't plan it out in my head, the idea of like first doing one build and then figuring out what I need to unspec to do a second build.
Yeah, I have the same.
And the other issue I've run into several times, because I've done a lot of Toxic Rain, and because I love Scourge Arrow and I want to do Scourge Arrow.
I remember.
Is that those two are really similar builds in the passive tree, but when you get Scourge Arrow, it's worse than Toxic Rain. That's just fact. So I forced myself to use Scourge Arrow because otherwise I would just become a toxic rain
Yeah, I remember that too.
Dropping flames.
Oh, am I? I don't know what's happening with my internet recently. It's been a little unstable. It's really annoying. And I asked for them to call me.
Yeah.
They haven't.
It does seem to be like just like a single spike, so that's nice. It's not like consistently you're dropping a couple of frames a second or anything. But it is nice.
Yeah, it's
You
just
get,
a
like,
little lag
where you
spike.
lose 3
Yeah.
seconds and then that's it.
Rather that than constantly.
Yeah, agreed. Because constantly it'd be unwatchable.
Yeah. And at least it doesn't seem to be hitting my game. So.
Yeah, no. Kiwi and Discord and stuff, I think, have really high priority.
Oh, hey! Someone else is here. Oh. Are they still here? No. But they said hey, and then I completely missed it.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, it's fine.
I had a lovely snowflake icon too.
Yeah. Still getting used to having to look at the chat every now and then. I'm so used to just playing, you know.
Yeah. You gotta get like an overlay so it goes over.
Oh,
the
hey.
in-game chat.
He is still here, it just doesn't show on Twitch. That's weird.
Oh.
I'm doing great. How about you?
Yes.
Thank you for stopping by. Always nice to have more people here, chatting and hanging out.
Hell yeah. Do they have the like co-op and party system
best talk
implemented
to
for
the
PoE2
optimist
yet,
again.
or is it strictly single player so far?
Nope, all of the multiplayers in.
Okay,
So we could play together if you wanted.
maybe not today, but
No, I wasn't thinking today
Yeah.
either, but just at some
one
point.
of- yeah, one of the days before Christmas, and then I'll try out a different class.
Yep. I would love to try the monk, so
Yeah, I hear good things about the monk when they hit like Act 2, I think it is, when they get the bell, whatever the hell the bell is.
the bell is super cool. I haven't tried it. I really so I with the bell, right? I started this character playing bones spells, which is physical spells. And as I mentioned, Bone Storm, I'll just go collect it so I can show you Bone Storm.
Sure.
I was like, Bone Storm with the bell would be super cool because I know it can interact with projectiles because I've seen them show that off in one of the trailers. So I was like, oh, that would be really cool. Shoot the bell with a bunch of bone arrows. And have it like AoE the shit out of everything. But it turns out that it uses a combo mechanic where I have it here. It requires 4 combo to use, right? But you don't get combo from spells. It's only martial, yeah, like attacks, like bow and arrow or melee attacks. So I can't trigger it with Bone Storm, which made me so sad because it would have been so cool to like plop down a bell and then just slam it with fucking bow and arrows, like these, right? And just fire 20 of these into the bell and have it like ring out and do a bunch of damage.
The bell is basically the tornado, I guess, from the old game.
The tornado also exists.
The tornado also exists. Okay.
Yep.
GGG, you know no bounds.
So yeah, I got a little sad that that interaction didn't work, but That's how it is.
Yeah. It's alright. I have leftover construction bots. This is incredible.
Nice.
Ugh. I'd best talk to the optimist again.
But yeah, I actually think, speaking of the monk and the bell and stuff, I think it would be kind of funny, either as a ranger or as the monk, trying the bell and then having like a crossbow offhand or a bow offhand, and just like shooting the shit out of it with like lightning arrows or something.
Seems this needs
Yeah,
a
let me
larger
just look at
soul
the
core than the
bell
doors
in
did.
detail on...
What a
Does
display.
PoEDB have it
Let's
already?
find another.
Yes, it should.
Is
Oh.
there a PoEDB for PoE2?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, PoE2DB. Of
Uh-huh.
course. Bell. So just the two properly.
Yeah, yeah. But it does interact with, like, it does ring when you shoot it with arrows.
Yeah, you apply elemental ailments to the bell. It deals extra damage of that type. And hits that could have caused knockback increase the area of the shockwaves. Okay.
Oh, interesting. It has a knockback interaction as well.
Yeah, yeah. So it does 30% more damage per ailment, and then it does 30% more area of effect per 0.1 meters of knockback.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, and then 60% of physical damage gets converted to the ailment types that are on the bell.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to best like apply to actually the like striking. Is that specific in melee? Yeah, strike is melee.
It is in PoE 1 as well, right? Strikes.
Yeah. Strike is a melee attack that directly hits with weapons or body parts. Slam attacks do not count as strikes. Okay, so that limits a little bit what you can do. You can't use like arrows to build the combo.
Oh, really? Okay. But you can build it with melee and then plop it down and shoot it with
Anything.
with
it looks
anything.
like.
Yeah.
Anything should be able to apply elements to it.
And make it ring.
Yeah. I think when does it ring? It just rings after duration? Or
No,
hits?
it rings per hit, yeah.
Well, after 10 to 19 hits, it gets destroyed.
Right. With Bone Storm, you would instantly proc the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because you
That was
can
also
have
what I was
20.
I was thinking immediately of like, I already forgot what it's called, but the crossbow has like an attack meant to shred armor, where you just fire like rapid...
It's a 12 ammo,
Yep.
like rapid fire thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one. That's the one they showcased it with, where you can shoot it, right? In the trailer they did. Where one of the internal developers had made a build where they used the bell and then shot it with that.
I haven't seen the trailers for a million years, so I wouldn't know.
No. I can say for certain because I was there when they streamed, like live stream showed it off.
That is fair.
So it was very cool though. People were very hyped about that part.
Yeah, no, the bell looks pretty cool.
I think it's a sleeper, like goated ability.
it looks in general chat like people know that it's fucking insane.
All right.
Because people are like, oh yeah, the monk is so insane, dude, but it sucks until you get the bell.
Right.
So the only thing they're talking about is the goddamn bell.
I mean, it is a really cool ability. So. I need 3 more area levels before I can get the fucking Hex Blast. If it even drops, you know, I still need a fucking skill gem drop as well.
Yeah, usually you can grind some of the side bosses, the ones that respawn.
Hmm.
And sometimes you can even get them to respawn off a checkpoint, so you can just...
Oh, everything respawns at a checkpoint.
Some of the story bosses don't seem to.
Right. Respawn, I don't know about the story bosses. No, that's true.
Yeah, obviously, I think you can redo the whole area, I assume, to do them again.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like they always respawn on the checkpoint.
But they do if you just make a new map. You can still just control-click an area and make a new instance, you know, so...
But that seems to be the fastest way to get the new skill gem, or like, to guarantee skill gem drop. It's
right.
just to kill some of the, like, side bosses.
Hmm.
In my opinion.
Makes sense. I had to, when I swapped from Bone to Curses, I had to go through the last area of Act 2 a few times to get some skill gems.
That makes
But
sense.
it was worth it. It was pretty quick too. Like I think I did like 4 or 5 clears, and then I had all the abilities, and then I just did like 1 or 2 more just for testing and the fun of it.
Yeah. I will like the mercenary running down, for example. I already have leftover skill gems because it doesn't seem like there is. Like if you don't just take every skill, only take the ones that seem like they synergize at the very least, you will kind of just have extras.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they seem pretty well spaced out.
I think so too. And they can drop from random enemies as well.
Oh yeah, I feel like they drop.
Yeah.
More common than Excel hits.
Yes, but they've just buffed them recently, the Exalts, because they did come out when they said when they did the full announcement trailer live stream thing. They did say they were expecting people to get like around 5 or 6 Exalts at the end of Act 1.
Okay, yeah.
And people definitely had not been experiencing that, so they just recently buffed it up. And they've been dropping quite a lot more after that for me as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so they also buffed the GCPs a lot.
Yeah.
Including the quintupling how much they actually do.
Yeah.
Although the tooltip has not been updated, apparently.
No. Same with the Regal Orb trade thing also hasn't been updated, where if you trade in a 6 affix yellow item, you get 2 shards instead of 1.
Yeah. Are there vendor recipes in the disenchant thing, by the way?
No, currently no vendor recipes at all. They said in the announcement that they wanted to do a different kind of version of that.
Okay.
So like they would rather, if they wanted to implement it, have like a crafting station that had specific like inputs where you could put like 3 potions here and you'll get something, rather than having to guess it in the actual shops.
Yeah, no, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's the only reason the other thing is even an option, I guess, is just that's what I'm used to.
Yeah. And at the time it was cool because like it was new and it felt very old school at the same time, right? Kind of like it felt Diablo 2. to have like random shit like that in the shop.
The thing that was really nice about the old setup is that you just have one unified interface to do it all. I think that's the huge benefit of the old system.
Yeah, I agree with that. But they could
'Cause I think
they
there's
could make one bench that just has like different ones. You want to do this recipe, you can pick that to put the stuff in if they really wanted to consolidate it into one. I don't think they're gonna do that. But that is one way to do it if you wanted it in one place.
Yeah. I think right now what they have is plenty good for me. I like the having this enchant window and stuff. Of course, having free amplifications. Really nifty.
I agree. I like having a Deckard cane.
Yeah, it's even a bit cooler.
Uh-huh.
It can help themselves.
You're not in Act 3 yet, right? No, you're not.
No, I'm just like that
Yeah. I'm so bad at going the right way. I'm also just distracted by chatting to you. So I'm just running around semi-blind.
Well, I take no responsibility.
That's fine. It's not your fault. It's my own fault. Just making excuses.
All of my old base is gone now, basically.
Hell yeah.
There's my old labs. There's all the storage for all the things, which of course was in the old base because I needed that storage to disassemble the very first old base.
Right.
And, now I have to move, I don't know, 2.7 thousand storage chests. Many of them with items in them. God.
I had the same problem in Satisfactory one time. I had built my base and then I needed to upgrade to coal power. And coal is not close to the starting area in any of the starting locations. So on my first playthrough, or the first like base character server, I guess I made, because I made a new one later after I played a while because I wanted to reset. In the first one, I moved my entire base over to the coal, and Jesus Christ, that is tedious. Because you have to put all the crap you have in storage, and then you have to move it like individually, because pretty much one storage unit is a full inventory.
Yeah, no, I could imagine that. Here at least I have the bots to do all the hard work. So
Yeah, true. No robots in Satisfactory.
I don't know how you do it. There's no way to
I agree. It would be so much better if I could have some robots.
But also, I don't know how they're fighting for things for the robots to do in 3D. That sounds like an accident.
Yeah, true. Looks like I'm gonna have to stop after this area. This area is way bigger than I thought it would be. Or longer, at least. To get through. I promised I would stop at 9. Might be a little later than that. A few minutes.
That is a big labyrinth. Although I will say, a lot of the labyrinths, at least earlier on, are like... all you have to do is just go from east to west. So a lot of the, like, extra movement that I ended up doing, at least, was, like, wasted, I guess. It was avoidable, at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I can see why, especially with the Act 3 maps, I can see why some people are like, yeah, you can definitely easily spend like an hour in one area.
Yeah.
Because this place is humongous.
It's really interesting to me. The time instances are alive has been reduced to 5 to 8 minutes.
I suppose this will
Oh,
fit
really?
the generator.
Like in the old days, it used to be 15 to 20.
Hmm.
I think that's a long time ago, to be fair. I think it's just 5 to 8 minutes in Q1 now as well.
Right.
But that's like, that's not nearly enough time.
I actually thought that it was like half an hour.
At the very least, it had a, I think it's a loading screen tip? Or did they have a loading screen tip? There's somewhere where it says 5 to 8 minutes.
Oh, it is. I've noticed in PoE 2, because I did like resets of maps when I did the Act 2 thing where I had to get skill gems, right?
Yeah.
I noticed it there, but I got surprised because I thought it was like half an hour, because I thought that's what it was in PoE 1. But
Right.
apparently
I
it
think
is.
that's a long time.
Yeah.
I think it was 15 minutes for like a long time, but I think that's a long time ago.
Hmm. I guess I just haven't interacted with that system since it was changed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There isn't that necessary, I think, to run areas in the same way that it used to be. Like when we did a lot of hardcore, that was like you farmed the docks in Act 3
Yeah.
for like 4 or 5 levels, and then you would move on with the fucking game.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm glad we don't do that.
Speaking of, Ciceron in that one video I watched was like, PoE 2 feels like you need like 6 to 8 levels above the area just to be safe if you want to go hardcore.
Right, yeah, if you want to go hardcore, I can see that, I think. No desire to go hardcore.
I might try it at some point just to see if I can do it, but it's not going to be anytime soon. I need to get much better at the game.
Yeah. I think for me, especially since a lot more fights feel like they're just determined by your willingness to wait a little bit, I think I would get a little bored. Like, of course, there's a lot of stage brushing building, so you have to wait less and do stuff like that. But I don't think I want to. Like, I would rather just play the game and make constant progress and take chances and get punished every once in a while for those chances.
Sure, I get that. But again, you go into softcore if you die in hardcore, so like.
Is it this same league?
Yes, it should be. I mean, there isn't a league right now, so yes, currently. But I don't know how it works in PoE 1.
Is it in PoE 1? I thought you went to standard when you died.
Yeah, that's true. But that's basically what we're in right now, so that's how it works in EA at least.
Yeah.
So I thought I was clever, and then I immediately stopped doing what I thought was clever. I was trying to be like, okay, I've been dawdling a bit in this map. I'm gonna see if I can just follow the red light to get to the next objective. And then immediately, when it didn't have like a really clear follow-up, I was like, yeah, I'll just go off course.
Well, that's not ideal.
Nope. Where am I going? Did I open both? Or all of it? I think maybe I'm just done and I need to go back to the entrance. That looks right. Alright. It's boss time. Alva just fucking pieces out. Yeah, I mean the graphics design of this game is just fucking stellar in general.
Yeah, I still think it's so insane that this game engine has, if I remember right, they can do as many dynamic lights as they want with a constant performance cost, which is completely nuts to say the least. And somehow they don't abuse the shit out of it. It's like, I don't understand why not everything in this game is a light. Every enemy should have a light. Every projectile's fragments.
Speaking of lights, I do have one thing I need to show you when I'm not fighting a boss. Because they have a really cute little like UI thing with lights that I noticed. But yeah, I'm gonna show you when I'm not fighting this guy.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm seeing it actually, because
You might be able to see it. Cause
yeah, there's like the reflections of the mana and the life orbs.
Uh-huh.
That seems to be reflecting the actual game. I just thought it was random specs.
It's reflecting the game, and it's also reflecting the mouse.
Oh.
So it turns out there's a little light on the mouse.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Uh-huh. But that's not the only thing they do with that, because the whole UI is actually light-upable. You just have to get really close.
Okay.
So, like, all the metal on the UI you can light up with the mouse if you, like, hover over it.
I'll wait for the fight to be over before you show me anything.
Uh-huh. I love it. I was so happy when I saw that. It's such a small thing, but it's so cool. I feel like my minions are doing a lot for me on this boss fight. They are just tanking the shit out of him.
Yeah. I think minions are, as always, pretty strong.
At least defensively. Unless he has a phase 2, he doesn't. Alright. He was way easier than I expected.
Too weak.
Also, I think my witch agreed with me. A genius construction, but too weak. But yeah, if you look now, you can see like the metal shine when I have my mouse around it.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
It's a tiny feature, but I fucking adore it.
I like that. That's really good. We've picked almost the same cursor too.
Do you have the white outlined one?
Yeah, and big. I have the big boy.
Right. I don't feel like I need the really big one, but I do like the pink one because it's so contrasted.
I don't need it at all for this game because now that we move with WASD, I have way better control over where my mouse is.
Oh yeah,
Progress.
100%.
So I'm not even. I don't need it. But I just remembered the option was there and I was like, oh yeah, big cursor. Really pink. Let's go.
I love the pink cursor. It's awesome.
It's good.
Doesn't look like the waypoint is early, so I'm just gonna go back, do a little bit of maintenance, and then I'm gonna end the stream for today.
Fair enough.
But I'll stream again tomorrow and Thursday.
Thursday I'll be playing some co-op Factorio.
I mean, you only join if you want to. You
I
know.
think it's fun.
So, but I wouldn't mind if we like had like voice chat while I'm streaming a little more often, if you want to, of course.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. Because I can kind of do whatever I want, and then obviously we can also play some co-op.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
I think that would be fun.
Then it's a date. Well, there's no date on it, but the concept is locked in.
Holy crap, that's a lot of cold resist. I do have it on both. That is net less. Okay, I'm just gonna stick with this, I guess.
What's the keybind, by the way, for the character panel?
C.
Why did I think the character panel was in WAS or D?
With WASD, it isn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, but like, I felt like it was in there, therefore I didn't know where it was, right? Because
Right.
if it's on WASD, then yeah, no, that's pretty silly of me.
It happens. We all make silly mistakes.
Oh yeah. I find it really fun, by the way, that you have to refill at the well now.
Yeah, I mean, they said they just wanted a little more friction with the potion refilling, so
Yeah.
I think
you
it's
also
fine.
Go whenever you go near a waypoint or a checkpoint, so like.
Yeah, it really isn't.
Friction really is the barest of friction.
Uh-huh. It really isn't that bad at all. Alright. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me on the stream, Fred. It was really nice.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
I'll talk to you another day.
Yeah, you can always write.
Yep. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.